Okay, now I have some materials that I found looking around at home. I got a candle, I got some cinnamon, some leaves, a clothespin, and now let's say that you don't have paint or ink at home, and I don't want you to go by and look for paint or ink. What you can do is look around the house and see what you already have. For example, you can use food coloring, you can use tea, especially black tea, or you can use coffee. I also have this. This is juice from beet. I had this beet, so I decided to make ink from it. So this way I don't have to go out and buy ink or paint. I can make my own. Alright? So like for example, I have my coffee and I just have a little bit of water. You don't need too much for this. I'm just gonna pour some of the coffee. And then I'm gonna stir it. Alright, one of the main things that I want you to do with this assignment is to take the items that you found and I want you to experiment with them. I want you to think about what emotions you are trying to put on your paper, and I want you to think about the qualities of the materials to make marks. For example, let's start with the birthday candle. Right, so I can see that it gives me a stroke that it starts big, but then it gets thinner as it moves on the paper. Well, cinnamon stick, I'm gonna put the whole thing and see what it does. So as you can see, it gives me a lot of lines and a very interesting form. So I can use this if I want to show many lines. Now let's try the leaves. I want to try this one. So this one gives me a softer line as I move it to the paper, but it doesn't hold as much ink. So I have to refill, but it also gives me a very thin, soft line at the end. Now I'm going to try the clothespin, but I want to break it up. I want to use the bottom of this and see what it does. So I can use the tip to make a thin line or a thicker line, or I can use the whole bottom of it to get a thicker line. This is good if I want to write something. Yeah. So you can experiment with whatever you have and whatever is available to you. Let's say you don't have anything, you only have some ink, some juice, some fruit that you have. If you want to go that route, you can pretty easily use your fingers. Alright, you don't need any fancy tools, you do not need anything expensive. What you need is you and your expressions. That's all you need for this lesson. Alright, for this assignment, what you are going to do is you are going to experiment with your materials. You're going to make a few sketches, maybe 3, 4, 5, and then you are going to make one piece. It can be 8.5 by 11, 11 by 14, 16 by 20, whatever size paper you have. And this paper is going to have your emotions in it. So the assignment is going to be to make one piece that has something that says something about you, based on how you use your materials and based on how you express your emotion onto the paper. Alright? If you have any questions, feel free to email me. One of the things about this assignment is that I don't want you to think too much about this. I don't want you to make sketches and then make the big piece from the sketches. I want you to feel the materials. I want you to experiment with them, and then when you're ready, make your piece. Okay? It doesn't have to be something realistic. It doesn't have to be anything that represents anything in the world. It can be pure emotion. Okay? What I want to see is you on the paper.